So push this, remove the charging handle, and there's your bolt. See how nice it looks? This is incredible. I'll show you one more time the actual bolt. Great job. Awesome. Okay, let's put this back together. It's a simple matter of letting the bolt slide all the way forward. Then put back the spring, the recoil spring with its rod, push it in place, and it's locked. Okay, now let's see how to get to the gearbox. First thing you need to do is to remove the motor. So with a set of Allen keys, this one should be the correct size. Yes, it is. So the spring that's around the motor is really heavy, so you need to push the motor plate to hold it down while you're getting rid of the screws here. Then let it go. So here's the base, the motor plate, which is transparent, at least on the outside, to mimic the real one. Again, great point. And here's the motor. So now I'm taking flathead screwdriver in order to lift the cables. There we go. Now I can retrieve the motor. So I have no idea if it's a high speed or high torque motor. The head seems quite resistant, but I'm not specialist in motors, so I don't know what it is. And I do not have a chrono with me, so I don't know what's the velocity of this gun. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's announced at something like 350 on WGC, where I purchased this gun. But if I get my hands on a chrono, I will update the video details and let you know how fast it shoots. So here, I don't know if you can see, well, it doesn't matter, but there is 4 screws inside instead of 2, which I need to remove, and I'm going to do it right now. Alright, now that you have removed these 4 screws, next thing that comes out is the spring that pushes against the motor head. And then there's a plate here. Oh, you can simply remove the pistol grip. Ah, it's coming off. So now you have to take the connectors here and make them flat. You will see in a minute why you need to do this. Let's remove the pistol grip. First the stock. Let's get this out of the way. And then the pistol grip. As you can see, there's a hole here in the front of the pistol grip, and the wires need to go through there, so bending the connectors just like I did, it helps going through without any frustration. Okay, last time I didn't go this far, so I guess this is like on a Tokyo Marui SIG and every other clone, which means I have to take a small Allen key, even smaller than this one, which I happen to have, fortunately. There we go. This one should fit. Let's see. Yes, it does. So there's a set of 2 little screws here under the selector switch. Careful not to lose them. Then, oh, there's also a spring. Okay, I finally got rid of the selector switch, so be careful on this one because it has a spring in it. Alright, you can see it here, and a small ball bearing. So this needs to be, don't lose them, because otherwise your selector switch won't have the stiffness that is required, and it won't lock here. This is just like an M4 selector switch, so you get the point. You need to have this in order to have this distinctive click whenever you change firing mode. Okay, now this is off, so all I need is a cross screwdriver and remove this. This is coming off real easy. Same thing the other side. Alright, there you go. And now you can lift the gearbox out. Okay, once you lift the gearbox out of the lower receiver, remember, be careful with these plates because they're not held anymore once the gearbox is out. So what might happen to you, and that has happened to me, is that this popped off alongside this little piece here. So no worries, I figured out how to put it back together. So if it pops out, just take it like so, and you have to connect it like this. It needs to be flat with the selector plate. Then align this little knob here, this little notch, sorry. And as you can see, you have also signs here that need to be aligned in order to help you put this back together. So once it's in place, it should move freely. On the other side, you have this plate here. So here's your safety lever, and you just need to do the same thing. Rotate this wheel until you have the one facing upwards and the one on this wheel here. You need to align them. Let me just do it correctly. Alright, here we go. And voila, this is how it needs to be. Now the safety, as you can see, is operated, and this is how you have to put these plates back together before sliding the gearbox back into the body of the gun. Alright, let's see what we have here once the gearbox is opened. So the spring guide is plastic, but it has washers with it, bearings, but they're not moving that freely, which is odd. So okay, now it's moving, but that requires some force to be twisted. So anyways, I'll be replacing that with high quality parts in this gearbox anyways, so just to show you how it is stock. Now the spring can tell you what's the velocity of this, and as you can see, oh fuck, the trigger just went out, and this is the most boring thing to put back together. So the grease in it, there's not too much, it's a decent amount of grease, but it's not looking good, but at least the wheels are spinning. Well, right now not, because they're meshed with the piston, which I'm going to take out right now. So I think I'm going to remove the whole piston cylinder assembly. It will be easier. Okay, there we go. And here's the piston. So standard piston, polycarb, with first tooth removed here, which is great for the angle of engagement. A fair amount of grease, although, and this oddly vented piston head. I don't know what the air seal is like. Let's see that. No air seal at all. Wow, didn't expect that. It's the same whether I put my finger here or not. Wow, no air seal at all. I mean, of course there is, because I fired this gun and it fires great, but could be better. And also, why the vent would be on the downside? Normally it should be on the side like this, I guess. I mean, I've always seen that, but again, the air seal, horrible, no air seal. But there are bearings inside, you can hear them shake, so this is good. The piston looks okay, except for the piston head. The O-ring is really, the air seal is really poor, and I believe G&G's teeth here on the piston are slightly lower than your regular piston. They're lower than any other piston, I believe, but I could be wrong. Now the cylinder is your standard brass cylinder with plastic, awful cylinder head with only one O-ring. Two would be better. Also the head is tempered, and here's the pad here, which I will replace with a sorbo pad in order to adjust the angle of engagement. So your cylinder here is nothing special, doesn't look good though, but it's vented. The tappet plate is okay. No signs of wear, because I've only fired 2 or 3 mags with this gun, haven't skirmished with it yet, so everything looks okay. And here's the nozzle. You can see if it has an O-ring inside or not, but we can see anything with this lighting I have, I'm sorry. The shimming is not that great. You can hear it scratch. Maybe if I take it closer to the microphone. It's not moving freely like it should, so I think it's because of the generous amount of grease there is already, and probably the shimming will be, I will redo it anyways, but I would say for a stock gun it's okay, I guess. And this is the other side of the gearbox, so nothing special in it. I don't know if it's reinforced or if it's just standard, but you have metal bushings, 6mm, which I will replace with 9mm bearings, but for this I have to replace the whole gearbox, which I have already. I just need to perform the work. But here you can see this disgusting amount of grease there. But otherwise it's not just over grease, it's okay, I would say. And there's really nothing special to the gearbox except for the selector plate. Sorry, the selector plate is SIG specific. It's written on it, SIG 55X, which goes for every SIG there is, and you cannot replace it if you have a selector plate for, let's say, a G36, which is shaped almost the same as this one, I'm not sure it will go. So, but I don't see this breaking. It's quite solid. And really, what is specific to this gearbox lies on the outside. So this, for example, the contacts, they have this thing coming out, and they get on, where did I put it? No, it's not this. Oh, there it is. It goes on this support here, which is attached to the front of the gearbox, like so. Right, so I believe I have covered everything here in the gearbox, so a decent amount of grease, maybe a little too much, but it's okay. Shimming, not terrible, but it will do if you're not planning to spend some time on shimming all those gears, which I and every other person that has some skills in mechanics, they will recommend you to do. But for a stock gun, it's okay. It doesn't need too much to be done. You can keep it like this. Right, so this is the first target, 10 meters semi-auto with 0.2 BBs, and the result speaks for itself. It's pretty tight, not that much, but I guess you could correct that with a precision inner barrel. And what we see on the burst target, it's kinda wider, but in my opinion it's pretty even. I'm sorry, it's kinda messed up here with all these blank lines here, but I just wanted to show what was the grouping in bursts and semi-auto. So it's pretty even. Well, with both shooting modes you will have no problem reaching a human-sized target, but I'm quite satisfied with it. Of course, these targets aren't the best in the world, and I don't know if the scale suits airsoft accuracy tests, but you pretty much have an idea of what to expect with the G&G SIG 552. Right, we've arrived at the end of my review of the G&G SIG 552. So in a few words, great value for the price. Small size, compact, very maneuverable. It's not priced too high, not too low too. I think it's a good price range for what you get. So my final thoughts on the G&G SIG 552 is that it's a bang for the buck. I mean, for the price you really can't go wrong. You have the green furniture, which personally I'm very fond of, and it's quite true to the original. You've got high silicone wiring, which gives you a great response in terms of trigger pull, and you have heard it. There's already, and that's the main pro in my opinion, is that there's already a metal body, and you know that if you get a Jingong or Tokyo Marui new, I'm talking about new condition, if you get one, you know the body is plastic, and I think now the Hurricane metal body are sold out, so you're lucky if you can find one. But even with that, the gun plus the metal body, you pay twice the price for what you get with the G&G SIG 552. So I think I said enough throughout my video, and in conclusion, I'm pretty much amazed that there hasn't been so much hype going around the arrival of this weapon. Sure, I've seen on G&G's website that it was coming on May 5th, but on other Airsoft News websites I haven't seen that much advertisement, that much hype saying, hey look, the SIG 552 from G&G is coming soon, we can't wait, etc, etc. On the forums I've seen some people rather interested, and to sum it all up, I say that if you're hesitating between Tokyo Marui, Jingong, ICS and G&G SIG 552, get the G&G. It's got all the features you need for a good price, so there's no way you're going to be wasting any money if you buy this one. And that's all I have to say, and thank you for watching.